All right, time now to bring you our special segment of the day. It's Healthy Tuesday after all, and we are joined by Manjari here in the studio with us to tell us all about it. You know, one thing that has been on our minds is constantly, Manjari, has been about, sugar. Sugar is the new poison and everybody talks about it. People are getting really cautious. I know so many families and friends who have now just taken sugar completely off their racks in their houses. And now they're replacing it with sugar-free products with, say, fat-free. Is that a myth that we need to debunk, or is it correct to go down that route?
Absolutely, it's a myth to start with. It's a marketing selling point, for products who want to sell more to health conscious consumers. You come up with something saying fat-free, trans fat-free, cholesterol-free, sugar-free, essentially to increase sales. That's the idea of putting up these labels. Many times the contents don't match up to the claim, so because our claim authorities, our regulatory authorities are still, trying to figure out how to manage the regulation.
So if I go to the supermarket and I pick up a packet which says sugar-free, what should it actually have?
Yeah, so everything now is sugar-free, whatever contains sugar. So whether it is the colas, whether it's the chocolates, the candies, breakfast cereal, you'll find everything having a sugar-free version. Fruit juices.
So you're saying it's not? Really?
Yeah, it is sugar-free only because there's no added sugar. Otherwise, there is intrinsic sugar present. For example, a breakfast cereal which says I'm sugar-free is very high on simple carbs because it's a processed food made with processed grains. So it's already intrinsically high on carbohydrates and simple carbohydrates. You have just not added sugar. And sometimes to make it sweet, because most things that appeal to children and young people are to be very sweet, you add on sweeteners. Yeah. And those sweeteners sometimes can be worse than the sugar itself.
Okay. So if you go, so what does one eat then? I'm so confused when it comes to eating, and I think that's why this segment makes so much sense for everybody. So if you want, sugar is poison though, right?
Yes.
We need to get down on our sugar intake. So what does one do then?
So what happens is when you're having things that have too much sugar in it, for example, let's say a cola or a beverage which is sweetened, or let's say an energy drink, that's of course not to be taken by anybody at any point of time, but that's too much sugar. Any diet version or sugar-free version of it is equally bad. Only thing is the sugar has been replaced with something sometimes even more harmful. Sometimes even more harmful, just has no, at least the sugar has a metabolic pathway in the body and can be broken down into energy or stored as fat. That chemical may just be a toxic for you and just keep accumulating in your liver and kidneys until it starts paralyzing those vital organs.
So a lot of people who are not even diabetic, I have seen they switch from sugar to sugar-free. They use the sweeteners, they use capsules. You're saying that is not to be done?
Not really. If you really want to replace sugar, replace it with better alternatives. Learn to eat a little less sugar. That's also very important. Sugar, the taste is essentially very perceptive. You learn to adapt to different tastes because we've fed our children on very sweet treats all the time. They grow up to be adults.
Is honey an alternative then?
Yes, wild honey, if you can get hold of some really nice honey, or palm sugar, or we have powdered jaggery called khand in Hindi, or you can use jaggery itself. If you're making a porridge, use dates and raisins to sweeten it instead of adding white sugar.
Look for natural alternatives which are sweet is what you're saying essentially.
Yeah, so that we can do at home when I'm cooking my own breakfast or meal. But when I'm buying a product, it's not a good idea to go for the sugar-free alternatives.
Okay, so one alternative, I don't want to have my breakfast cereal which says sugar-free but is actually harming me more. What can I have? And especially in this weather when frankly, as we speak, there's lightning all over. Delhi is being clouded and it's really one of those cold times. So what can we have?
Yeah, so I mean, to start with, that breakfast cereal is not a good idea. It's a packaged, processed, very sad food to eat. Cook up your own healthy. I mean, they say that cornflakes is the most sad food to eat. It's just
Yeah.
sad cornflakes and boring milk. I mean, cook up something vibrant, maybe an upma with colorful vegetables, add on some nice herbs to them and spices, and that they make your morning much better and brighter. Of course, you have to take out the time. The thing is, if you're eating out of a packet, do not buy or go in for the claims of sugar-free. It's better to consume regular products in moderation than to consume sugar-free in large amounts, thinking that you've not consumed sugar, so you're sort of free to sort of eat a lot of it.
Yeah. All right. Lots to take from that. Thank you, Manjari, for that. So sugar-free, not really sugar-free after all. That's a theory that we've debunked today. And this is a segment, Healthy Tuesday, that we'll be doing every Tuesday now. And we'll hope Manjari joins us again next Tuesday. And we'll be bringing you more insight into what to eat, how to eat right.
Thank you.
All right. On that note, talking about food, let's talk about the